Good evening all. My name is Dr. Vinay Joseph Silas and I am the assistant professor in the faculty of Agriculture Sciences, Rama University. Today I am going to explain the topic the canopy management, which is one of the most important topic in the fruit cultivation. Now first thing it comes to know it comes in your mind that what is the canopy management. Now as it is written that canopy management is the art of fruit growing. It is much more than cutting off the few branches. In fact, as you learn in this document, removing the woods from a tree is one of the last thing you do. The thing is, what is the canopy management? Canopy management is to optimize the fruit tree, the fruit bushes, to optimize and to have the balance between the vegetative growth and the fruit production. As it is written here, to optimize the fruit crop throughout the canopy management is one of the most important subject to master. Means if we want to gain the maximum number of fruits, it is better that we have to go for the canopy management and the to maintain the different shapes of a tree, so that it is easy to pluck the fruit from the tree. Now the next point is why to manage the canopy. It is important to manage the fruit canopy to optimize the balance between the vegetative growth and the fruit production. As I have told you earlier also that it is very important in the fruit cultivation to maintain the balance between the vegetative growth and the fruit production, and it can be optimized through one and the only method, that is the canopy management. As it is written here that an unmanaged canopy will grow all its fruits 25 to 30 feet in the air, which is difficult and just plain dangerous to get it. As you all know, just for example mangoes, sapota, if we do not carry the canopy management practices, it is very difficult to pluck the fruits from the tree and to do the intercultural operations like the foliar spray. Now the next is how to do the canopy management. Canopy management can be done by the process, which is the first is the pruning. Now it comes to our mind that what do you mean by the pruning? The pruning is the removal of the limbs or the branches of a tree. This is what the most of the thing of the canopy is, but it is not only the part of the larger process. Means the pruning is defined as the excess branches which are intermingled to each other, they must be cut off, or that particular branches which has been infected by the disease or by any other insect, that infected branch should be removed, and this process is known as the pruning. Now the next part comes is the training. Training is to give a proper shape to a particular fruit tree, so that it is easy to pluck the fruit from the tree. Now as it is written here, positioning limbs in the specific ways to manage the growth rather than removing them. Train rather than prune when possible. Means the branches in such a way that it gives a shape to a whole tree. Now the third one is the horticultural practices. It means that the addition of the nutrients and water, etc. Rather than cutting the limbs, cut back on the water and the nitrogen to stop the excess of growth. The third one is the horticultural practice. Apart from training and pruning, we can do one thing, that we should stop irrigating the fruit tree and we will not supply the excessive nitrogen which will enable them to grow, and if we do that, the plant will be stunted in the growth, stunted in the height, and it is easier to do the intercultural operation in that particular fruit tree. Now when do we manage the canopy? Means what is the right stage to do the canopy management? That means it is best to prune a fruit when it is in the dormant stage. Means, for an example, if the apple tree bears the fruit between in Himachal Pradesh, the fruiting is done between July to October, and after that the snowfall happens in that particular state. During the snowfall, the apple tree becomes dormant. They don't bear flowers, they don't bear leaves, and they don't bear fruits also. That stage is the dormant stage of a particular tree. That is the proper time in which we can prune the trees. Right, like it is written, it is the best time to prune the tree when it is in the dormant stage. Typically, the dormant stage is in the winter season, running around the November and early March. As I have told you earlier, that in example of the apple fruits, winter season is the dormant season for the apple trees, and in this we can prune the apple trees. Now, the next is the why do we see the canopy management. First point is you can see the shape and structure of the tree. There are no leaves, that gives a better idea that what you are thinking of. Means by practicing a canopy management, we can make a plant dwarf so that it is easy to practice the intercultural operations like foliar spray and plucking of the fruit trees in a affordable manner. And it also, and apart from pruning or intercultural operations, it gives a particular shape which can enable us to accommodate maximum number of trees in a particular area. We can pursue the maximum number of plants in a particular area through the canopy management. Now, the next part is the growth. Nowadays, the fruits are cultivated through the grafting, through the air layering, through budding and cutting. In canopy management, the use of the rootstock is very much important, that what kind of rootstock we are using in the fruit cultivation. The ideal condition for the rootstock should be that it should be vigorous in growth. Second, it should be resistant to disease, and it should be resistant to insect pests, and it should be dwarf in nature. Minimum height the plant should attain 5 feet, so that a normal person can practice the intercultural operations in that particular tree. So, as it is written, all the commercial grown fruit trees are made up of two genetically distinct organism, rootstock and sign. The rootstock is the lower portion of the plant, and the sign is the upper portion of the plant, which we take it from the mother plant. The rootstock of the trees will affect the ways in the canopy management. And the dwarf trees that will allow us only 5 feet must be managed. Through the selection of a particular rootstock, we can able to manage the intercultural operations very easily, because the tree will be dwarf in nature and the maximum height it can be attained to 5 feet. Now, the most important thing is the maintaining, as I have told you earlier, that through canopy management we can maintain the proportion between the vegetative growth and the fruit production. Like the first point, it is too much fruit. We want as fruit as much possible, but too much fruit emphasis on the fruit will prevent good structure. Means if we don't maintain the proportion between the vegetative growth and the fruit production, the tree growth will be hampered severely. And it is written, if a tree bears too much fruits too early, it can become runted out. Runted means stunted or unable to grow adequately. It means that initially we must encourage the vegetative growth for any fruit crop. It is very important to encourage the vegetative growth for the fruit crop, and after that stage we can go for the reproductive stage, where the flowers will develop and simultaneously after flowers the fruit will develop. Now, the next point is the how the tree grows. How the tree grows? The tree growth is divided into two growth. One is the primary and second one is the secondary growth. Here the primary growth is the growth of the main limbs, means the main branch of a particular fruit trees. Here it is written that this is a form of growth result in the activity of the apical meristem, which creates undifferentiated cells. Primary cells, primary growth is defined as the growth of the main axis of the particular tree, and the secondary growth it defines as the growth of the lateral branches of that particular tree. What is the current season growth? The current season growth is that in the current season the new shoots are formed from the previous terminal bud, which will gives new flowers and which will enable them to produce the new flowers and the new fruits, and the tree creates a new terminal bud at the conclusion of the growth cycle of the season is over, and it goes dormant. After a year that growth turns into a wood. Old terminal and the aged wood emanating from them eventually become visible, means the branch which gets old, and you will see a small terminal bud will be emerging from that old branch. In this from that old branch we can able to get the new flowers and the new fruits in the current season. Now, this is the diagram of growth of a 2 years tree, a plant. We can say that here it is a terminal bud, here it is the node, and here it is the lateral bud. From here the new branches will emerge. Now, the next point is the tree growth, means the tree growth it is divided into two type basic, that is the acronotic. Acronotic growth is this type of a growth in which the strong growth at the top trees at the expense of the weaker growth lower levels, means that the top portion of the tree will get stronger than the comparison to the lower levels. It means the acrotonic growth. And what is the basitonic growth is the in which the lower branches will get stronger and outgrow of the trees. It will give just like a vase like structure. It gives a vase like structure. From this two growth the majority of the fruits can be grown with the help of the canopy management, and this type of the growth enables the farmers and the planters to carry out the intercultural processes very easily. Now, the next point is the pruning. Pruning is defined as I have told you earlier, that the pruning is the removal of the infected branches of a particular tree or a intermingled part of the branches, because our first and primary objective is to get the maximum amount of sunlight in that particular tree, so that if a sunlight enters in a particular tree, there will be no chances of disease or insect pest damage. Now, the first type of the pruning is the heading. Cutting 1 year old destroy apical dominance and invigorate the local growth, means that heading means we will cut the upper part of the tree slant in a slant way, so that from here the new branches comes off. Now, next point is the thinning. Thinning is the removal of the shoot or the shoot system from the point of origin. That means it is a point of origin. It means that is the point of origin. It is a point of origin. We will cut the inferior part of the branch from here, because this have attained a good height and this has not attained a good height. So, we will cut the main branch from this section, and this process is defined as the thinning out. Now, what is training? Now, training we do through a training means to give a proper shape to a particular fruit tree. It means that we give that the first part of the type of the training is the central leader system. It means for the dwarfing tree, it is common to use a central leader system. Weak side shoots are trimmed back favor of the central axis with the side branches. Means we give a pyramid shape like structure to a fruit tree, so that it is stunted in growth, and in this we cut out the weaker branches and we accelerate the growth of the we accelerate the growth of the healthy branches. Now, next is the open center system, or we can say it can be called as the vast system. We give a particular in this you can see it is a vase like structure. It is obtained by cutting the unwanted branches and to let the healthy branches to grow, and this center and this open, and if we give this shape to a particular tree, it is called as the open center system. Now, the next is the aspilar system. Aspilar system is mainly we carry in the grapes. In this, the branches are connected with the wires in such a way that the fruit is hanging like the fruits are hanging from the branches, and this method is known as the aspilar system, which we carry in the grapes. Now, what are the tools of the canopy management? Now, these are the tools which we can able to practice the canopy management like pruning and training. First is the lopper, second is the head shear, and now tools. What are the tools of the canopy management? As you can see, there are three types of tools we can enable the canopy management, or we can practice the pruning and training through lopper. This is called the lopper, in which we cut the main the weak branches of a particular fruit tree. This is the hand shear, or we can say it is a hand secateurs. In this we can destroy, we can remove the branch of a particular tree, and this is, and the last one is the ladder is the best way to get up the taller tree and see what you are doing, and it will save you from reaching the straining yourself, and you will make a cleaner cut. Means these are the three main appliances which can be able to carry out the canopy management through pruning and training. And these are my resources from where I have prepared the material for the canopy management. Thank you.